Okay, I got a little project going on here and just inviting people to uh, see what I'm doing. I picked up this box here at a thrift store. I paid $12 for it. And when I got it, it had some, I don't know, little areas that needed touch up. So I touched up the paint here and there. And then I put a matte finish on it. The design was already there. And of course, you can see it's got a really nice vintage look and with this matte finish and nice patina. And over here, I've got some paints. These are 18, 19-year-old paints. And I know because I started buying them. I know the year I began buying them, the couple of years that I was buying them. And amazingly, I've been using them. Now I haven't used them all, and there's some that I open and I find that they're no good. But for the most part, they seem to be usable. So I'll be using them. They're the, I don't know, 79 cent, $1.79 things you get at the hobby store. I got old brushes. I'm going to have to get some new ones. These are really old brushes that I've used for 20 years. And what I'm going to do is got this little table here. And my goal is to take these paints and make the table a similar, get a similar color and patina, maybe not the exact design, but get this little table looking similar to this box. And, I'm not going to do it here and time lapse it or anything. I'm just going to get back to you later in stages, and you'll so that you can see the nature of my product and what my end goal is. If you remember the other night, this table was bright red, and I was going to go about painting it to match this box. I haven't put a finish on it yet. When I put a satin finish on it, that'll help even more to match it up. And I don't have a videographer, so I'm just going to have to kind of see it from here. Later, I'll get you maybe a close-up. But I think you can see that I got the basic colors about right. Not such a great job on the flower in terms of matching, the flower on the top of the box. There you go. But I had fun doing it. And I used these, an assortment of cheap paints. A lot of them, probably most of them are Craftsmart paints. And again, I'll reiterate that I got these paints 19 years ago, and I remember specifically the time when I got them, the project that I got them for. And I think out of the bunch, and I don't know how many I have here, and I've got more even in the other room, but of all of the ones that I have, I think I ended up throwing out 2 bottles that were just no good. Some of them maybe need a little bit of mixing, but I'm really surprised how well they've held up. Although I might just donate them all. I have a friend or a neighbor rather that who is very friendly. That she paints rocks, so I might just gather these up and give them to her, because I noticed at Michael's you can get a whole assortment of these, like 48 of them for $29.95. So they're like about, 62 cents a piece. Cheap. Also, I was using an assortment of like 20-year-old brushes. And I've cleaned them up, but they're pretty thrashed. And I think I spent, maybe $20 or so on I can barely fit them all in here, a whole bunch of brushes that are real cheap because, it's just craft work. Although after tinkering around with it, I will admit that I'm thinking to maybe upgrade the paints and maybe upgrade some of my brushes because I did have a good time doing it. Anyway, this is how far I've got. I'm going to coat this, and when I'm done coating this, I'll have another episode on where I'm going with all of this. And I think you'll find it rather interesting. That's all for now. Okay. This is the final reveal for the project that I've been working on. I had this table, which you've seen, which was red, and I've made it to match the box. And so for the final reveal, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Madame Zelda Zolichnaya, the Ruska Babushka. And in case you're wondering, she's supposed to be a teller of fortunes. This is a puppet I made probably 18 years ago with this idea in mind, but with my, ADD and so many things, other projects going on, I never really got around to it. In fact, I've had that table probably for 18 years. And another set of these are Christmas ornaments that are made for painting. And I don't know, I misplaced them or whatever, so I had to go out and buy new ones recently. Anyway, I'm going to give you a close-up of the madam here. So there she is. This is a paper mache puppet, although she does have glass eyes and lacks a few embellishments. As you can see, there's no rings on her fingers, which would be appropriate for one such as she. And she could use a few other little embellishments here and there. But otherwise, I think she fits the ticket. And anyway, that's it. Perhaps one day I'll do a video where I make a puppet like this from scratch, which is what I did with her. In fact, I sewed all the clothes, and for the puppet theater that I have, I made most of the props and whatnot. Anyway, that's it for 20 years with my ADD.